Eine weitere Companion Quest, die sogar die letzte ist vorerst. Definitiv keine tragische Backstory geben, ne? Oh nein. Und damit willkommen zu einer weiteren Folge von Honkai Star Rail. Letztes Mal haben wir die Spitzenduell Quest abgeschlossen. Wir sind jetzt aber zurück beim ersten Teil, denn da hat sich actually auch halt eine Quest freigestellt für Yunli und die machen wir auch jetzt. Was dafür hier hin? Näher teleportieren. Ich glaube, wir werden sie auch in einem Rutsch machen, die Quest. Ich weiß, dass sie ein bisschen länger ist. Oh, ich habe jetzt Schluck auf, na toll. Folge geht los, Hauptsache vor der Folge gar nichts, aber sobald ich die Folge gestartet, dann habe ich direkt Schluck auf. Klassiker. Aber auf jeden Fall würden wir, glaube ich, die Quest komplett machen. Und es sieht so aus, als würden wir das Schwertkämpfen vom March weitermachen.
March started learning swordplay from Yancheng and Yunli, her voice has been absent on the express. I wonder how well she's progressing. Where has she been these days?
Oh, eine Nachricht. Hast du March gesehen? Sie ist nicht wirklich zum Schwertringen. Ich war gerade auf dem Weg zu ihr. Ja, aber ich habe sie noch nicht gesehen. Oh. Wenn ich March nicht finden kann, werde ich mich an ihrer Vormund wenden müssen. Und das bist du. Ja, da kann ich da auch nichts machen. Wenn ich willst, bringst du das bitte erzählen. Hast du, wann hat March jemand auf mich gehört? Ja, mein Graus hat normalerweise auch Leute vertrieben, die mich berichten wollten. Ja, ich hätte beauftragt, ihr die Schwertkunst beizubringen. Sie kann vom Unterricht weglaufen, ich nicht. Okay, wir sollten uns über die Situation eines Kindes total... Wie Kindes? Wie wär's denn dich am Eingangs auch um die triffst? Ich warte auf dich. March ist technically älter wie ich, I guess. Oder je nachdem, wie man halt unser Alter halt einschätzt. Also, March ist da definitiv wahrscheinlich halt schon älter, allein wegen, weil sie ja eingefroren war für, weiß ich, und wie lange sie halt davor schon gelebt hat. Und wir, I guess, hatten aber auch schon ein Leben mit Kafka davor oder irgendetwas. I don't fucking know. Das Alter ist unbekannt.
There you are. I was looking around before you got here. I already looked everywhere, but March 7th is nowhere to be found.
Vielleicht ist sie in Wirklichkeit...
Forget it. Let's just assume she successfully skipped class.
Wäre ungewöhnlich.
Actually, she's been quite diligent in her swordplay practice and hasn't taken many breaks lately. I think she deserves a day off. Besides, I used to skip classes even more than her back when I was still learning.
Okay.
If I was in the mood, I could train for 3 days straight. But if I wasn't in the mood, none of my seniors could find me. So, I can understand where she's coming from.
Okay. Anscheinend kommt sie ganz nach ihrer Meisterin.
Don't make excuses for her. Since you're here, let me treat you to some tasty food.
Danke.
I'm more interested in you today.
Für mich? Was interessiert dich?
Let's walk and talk.
Okay. Interesse an uns, also okay.
Lingsha told me there's tasty food in Arum Alley. Let's go there.
Ja, okay.
And steamed buns. The buns are huge.
Ich habe eine
Table
Buns
for two,
erhielt.
please.
All right, come on in. What would you like?
Well, we'll have one of everything on the menu.
Damn, okay.
The entire menu?
Do you think it'll be enough?
Ich befürchte ja, dass wir nicht alles schaffen.
Oh, don't worry. There are 2 of us.
Ja? Uni blickt dich voller Zuversicht an.
Well, then I'll start making a few dishes, and if you need more, just let me know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ist du im Allgemeinen sehr viel?
Yeah. I mean, not too much, actually.
Also muss ich nicht schämen dafür.
Grandpa said to never be stingy when it comes to making friends. So, how big is your appetite?
Mein Magen ist fast ohne Boden.
Then eat to your heart's content.
Bist du sicher, dass wir nicht nach March suchen sollen?
No, I've thought about it. She deserves a day off.
Okay. Hast du vorhin gesagt, du wärst an mir interessiert, ja.
Well, to be more precise,
Ja, aber Schwertkunst, hab ich gedacht.
interested in your sword. Yanqing mentioned you before. He said that you're not to be underestimated, and that your weapon has a unique shape.
Meinst du einen Baseballschläger? Vielleicht, ja.
So, I've always been curious about your sword. how the weight is distributed, what material it's made of, whether it contains any special ingenia, and what kind of sword techniques you use.
Es ist kein Beschwerde, es ist ein Baseballschläger.
Seriously? A bat?
Aha. Immer noch neugierig?
Yeah, now more than ever.
Dann zeigst du dir deinen getreuen Schläger, der für Eigenvertrauen fühlst du dir noch näher. Ja, tu. Ich hab's halt schnell gelesen, weil diese Schriften gehen ganz gerne mal schnell weg.
It really is a baseball bat.
Mhm.
Grandpa said that a sword doesn't have to be constrained by its shape, so, in a sense, your bat is a sword too. He also said that a weapon mimics its master, so your bat actually reflects your habits in nature, you know?
Ja, passt.
Let me guess. You're someone who doesn't follow the rules, enjoys improvising, and can handle yourself well against tough foes. Am I right?
Hast du mich heimlich gefilmt? Das wäre eigentlich gut gepasst.
Amazing, right? And I bet you always say something silly like, rules are made to be broken.
Sie hat halt legit den
I've
Code
come
genommen.
across so many
Scheiße.
sword wielders who acted all righteous and moral, but were really just liars. Their swords always told the truth, though. They told me that their wielders were just a bunch of frauds who relied on their divine weapons for everything.
Oh, voll
I've
gegen
hunted
Dings.
down hundreds of swords like this so far, and every single one of them has been melted down.
Was? Du nimmst deinen Gegner in der Schwerter und schmilzt sie ein? Damn, okay.
Yes, but only for those who cross the line.
Okay.
Melting their swords is my way of protecting those weapons. But just looking at a sword is not enough. Grandpa always says, words and expressions can be deceiving, but in a fight to the death, a sword's movements never lie. The war dance is just around the corner. You'll be participating, right?
Ich glaube nicht,
Miss
oder?
Yunli, for talented sword masters like you, the war dance is a perfect opportunity to show off your skills and make a name for yourself.
Eben seine Stimme ist das.
But for people like her who have already made significant contributions to the Xianzhou, they maybe don't need to prove themselves on the war dance stage. It has been a while, Miss Nameless.
Hello. Warum sieht der...
And you are?
Der rechte sieht so wie Vampir aus. Ne? Wegen seinen scheiß blutroten Augen denke ich, dass er ein Vampir ist. Das ist Madame Yukongs Sekretärin.
Thank you for your introduction, Miss Nameless. I'm Shi Kuei, and I work in the Palace of Astrum as the secretary for the Helmmaster.
Wir haben ja schon Vorteile über verschiedene Quests
I
gesehen.
apologize for interrupting your conversation. I happened to hear you discussing the war dance. And since this person is an old acquaintance, I thought I'd come and say hello.
Hörst du gerade Gäste, Shikshu?
Yes, with the war dance approaching, many guests from afar are pouring in. Mr. Pavo here is one of
okay.
them. He's from the distant planet Kalevala.
Kalevala, okay.
Mr. Pavo's planet recently joined the Pan-Cosmic Trade System. He brought his delegation here this time, not only for business, but also to return something that belongs to the Xianzhou.
Oh?
Miss Shikui, the word gift is perhaps more fitting than return. While it did once belong to the Xianzhou, we faced many tribulations to be able to deliver it here, so it should be considered a gift.
Naja.
I apologize for my poor choice of words. Mr. Pavo's delegation brought a legendary Xianzhou sword that had been lost for centuries.
Das ist einfach wahrscheinlich
General
Yunlis Interesse.
Huayan plans to personally thank them at the Palace of Astrum and present the sword as a prize to the champion of the war dance. Mr. Pavo and I were actually on our way there.
Das Schwert, was erwähnt wurde,
Since you
ja.
two were talking so enthusiastically about the war dance, maybe you'd be interested in joining us at the Palace of Astrum?
Maybe? Sprich mit Lili, sprich mit Pavo, wo ist Lili? Da. Hui.
Let's head to the Palace of Astrum together.
Okay. Ich werde mir das Schwert gerne auch mal
I
ansehen.
know, right? Thanks to March 7th skipping class, we get to join in on the fun. Grandpa always asks me to go look at swords with him, but he hasn't said anything about this one. It's really weird. But Now that we're invited, let's go and check it out.
Okay, dann ab zum Palast. Zack, und hier rein. Nee, Moment. Das ist vor der Haustür dann? Ja. Ja, ja, definitiv. Hallo.
There you are. Come on, let's go to the ceremony together.
Ja. Okay. Oh, Agenti, hallo. Das habe ich jetzt nicht erwartet.
Allow me to offer a sincere compliment, my fair lady. Your beauty is as pure as a snow-white iris. Well, if it isn't my dear friend, glad to meet you again.
Gleichfalls hätte ich dich jetzt erwartet hier in der Quest.
Who is this weirdo?
Ein Retter der Schönheit.
Who is this knight?
I am Argenti, a member of the Knights of Beauty. I was invited as a part of the Kalevala delegation to escort the legendary Mieka Kivesa back to the Xianzhou. May I have the honor of knowing your name?
My name is Yunli.
What a beautiful name. I wonder if you have ever heard the holy name of the pure and flawless goddess Adrilla.
Oh, you're here, Yunli. Didn't expect you to be so well informed. Well, now that you're here, don't forget your manners.
Manners. Come on. You won't find another granddaughter as polite and well-behaved as me.
Well, just remember this is a very serious ceremony. Sorry for keeping you waiting, Mr. Pavo. Now, let the sword gifting ceremony begin.
Before the ceremony officially commences, I want to express my gratitude to the Knight Argenti. Thank you for enlightening us about the sword's origin, and for escorting it here safely so that we may complete this ceremony. On behalf of the Kalevalan delegation, I, Pavel Kalistaya, am here to return the legendary Mieka Kifesa to the Xianzhou Alliance, its rightful homeland.
I'm truly grateful for Kalevala's noble act of returning the sword and for the Knight of Beauty's chivalry. Now, as we gather here on the Xianzhou Laofu, I officially welcome the sword back to its homeland.
Dort ist sie machen's auf und ist weg.
Kivesa. It's a fitting name for a sword with such a legendary past.
Wie zum Beispiel?
I still remember the name engraved on this sword the day it was forged. Gu Yin. It was forged by Han Guang, a craftsman from the Zhu Ming's Flame Wheel Forge.
Wait. Hangguang?
Although its blade is worn and cracked, its essence remains as resilient as the Xianzhou Cloud Knights. All it needs is some repairs and polishing by the skilled craftsmen of the Artisanship Commission to regain its former glory. I've decided to entrust this sword, Gu Yin, to the Laofu Artisanship Commission for restoration. Furthermore, it will serve as the prize for the champion of the Laofu War Dance. This sword will be wielded against abominations to protect our homeland and live up to the mission of the Kalevalan delegation that returned it from so far away.
Thank you, General. It is an honor for Kalevala.
Now, esteemed knight and delegation members, please head to the Artisanship Commission, where...
No! This sword was forged by Hongguang.
Yunli! These esteemed guests have brought back your father's work. Where are your manners?
Oh.
Oh, I didn't realize this sword was actually forged by your father. Returning it to its rightful owner is,
Oh.
Grandpa, give me that cursed sword right now. I'll melt away the remnants of that man's curse once and for all.
Ui. Vielleicht hatte ich bessere. Ich glaube auch, weil ich weiß nicht, was genau alles sieht aus hier. Ich glaube, es war mal kurz im ersten Teil erwähnt worden, bis von seinem Vater. Aber ich halte mich mal lieber raus. Ich weiß nicht, was ich sagen soll.
Don't be rude, Yunli. Apologize to our esteemed guests from afar.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for making a scene. But I have to melt down this cursed sword. I won't let it fall into anyone else's hands.
Yunli, please. Go for now.
Hat sein Interesse auf jeden Fall geweckt. Verfluchtes Schwert.
This is exactly why I didn't want Yunli to know about this. I didn't want to create trouble, but trouble found its way here anyway. Perhaps it really is divine intervention. Could you, please, keep an eye on Yunli for me?
Ja klar, ich passe auf sie auch, dass nicht in Schwierigkeiten gerät.
That is a tall order, but I'm counting on you. I apologize for the unfortunate interruption. Let us move on with the ceremony.
Okay, um Heuers Aufrichte bitte hin, verlässt versetzt den Palast und Ostrom, um Yunli zu folgen. Okay, dann finden wir von ihr ein
Unless
bisschen
I'm
raus.
mistaken, Yunli should be around here somewhere.
Da ist sie. Oh. Was ist los, Yunli?
Did Grandpa send you to look for me?
Ja.
I bet he did.
Aber eigentlich bin ich hier, weil ich mich um dich sorge auch, ja.
Thank you. Just so you know, I'm here just waiting for the perfect moment to snatch that sword. And once I have it, I'll melt it down before anyone can react. Don't even think about stopping me. No one can stop me.
Wenn du nicht sagst, was los ist, kann ich dann niemand
Grandpa
helfen.
sent you here. Surely he doesn't want you to help me. Have you heard of cursed swords? That sword is one.
Okay. Also ist es wie ein heiliges Schwert, das korrumpiert wurde, oder?
You've clearly heard a lot of folk tales. But that's not the kind of cursed sword I'm talking about.
Okay, jetzt bin ich interessiert.
A cursed sword lets anyone, even a complete novice, wield it with insane skill. Just by holding the hilt, even the weakest rookie can brandish it with incredible speed and strength.
Gibst du etwas zu
I'm
kaufen?
not joking around. And I'm not making up some crazy story. While a cursed sword grants instant abilities to its wielder, it comes
okay.
at a cost.
Und das ist wahrscheinlich Lebenskraft, oder wie?
It's like continuously adding fuel to the forge. With each swing, the sword drains the wielder's blood and essence. Day by day, the fuel will run out, leaving nothing but an empty husk.
Und sein Vater, ihr Vater hat sehr viele von den Dingen gemacht.
He'll no longer be a person wielding a sword, but a mindless, killing machine, consumed by bloodlust and murderous thoughts.
Es ist also, als wäre man von einem Helibus besessen.
Oh, so you're familiar with Heliobi? That makes this much easier to explain. There was a lunatic swordsmith who infused metal blades with Heliobi, as he was obsessed with turning weapons into living things. And this is how cursed swords were made.
Okay. Also ist Kotion einer dieser verfluchten Schwerter.
I know, I shouldn't have caused a scene at the sword gifting ceremony. But I've thought this through. If I don't make a fuss now, that cursed sword will cause a whole lot more trouble. So it's better if it's me causing the trouble. By the way, aren't they supposed to be taking the sword to the Artisanship Commission for repairs? Why haven't they come out yet?
Das ist verdächtig,
Any ideas?
stimmt. Vielleicht gibt's mehr als einen Ausgang aus dem Palast von Astron.
Looks like they're not going to show up here. I'll just head straight to the Artisanship Commission.
Okay.
It doesn't matter why Grandpa chose that sword. I won't let it fall into anyone else's hands.
Ja, macht Sinn.
I'll track down every single sword he forged and melt them down one after another. I have to go now.
Ja, ich komm
Is she
mit.
planning to sneak into the
Warte, das ist das.
Artisanship Commission and steal that sword?
Yep.
Maybe I should keep an eye on her.
Ich kann sie verstehen. Es wird definitiv für Ärger sorgen, aber ich kann
The
sie verstehen.
Artisanship Commission is so big. Where could she be?
Oh? Ist hier was los, Leute?
Just a while ago, a girl came up to me, all fierce and demanding directions. She said she's a member of the Artisanship Commission. Do you know her?
No idea who she is. If she really works here, how can she not know her way around?
Hatte sie ein riesiges Schwert dabei?
Yeah, she wasn't big at all. But that weapon of hers was pretty intimidating.
Natürlich Linio.
She was in a hurry,
Yunli.
heading straight for the Artisanship Commission, and I didn't want to ask too many questions.
She said something like, I'm a member of the Artisanship Commission. Where do you keep your precious stuff? I got scared and pointed her toward Master Gongshu's warehouse, where he stores his arumatons.
Oh oh.
Wait, why did you give her directions? What if she's planning to steal something?
Kommen wir zur Sache. Wo ist sie hin?
Where else? Like I said, she was headed straight for the warehouse, where all the valuable arumatons are.
Oh no.
Yeah, that place is filled with Master Gongshu's precious arumatons. I bet they'll give her a hard time.
Oh no. Wo ist das genau? Da hinten, okay. Mach mal was. Das ist neu. Okay, keine Ahnung, warum das auf einmal aufgetaucht ist. Also eigentlich hat hier die Exploration schon fertig. Deswegen bin ich gerade ein bisschen confused. Aber egal, wir sind hier für die Quest. Oh boy.
What are you doing here? Look, if I get into trouble, it's my problem. I don't want to drag you into it.
Ist das wirklich der richtige Zeitpunkt, darüber zu streiten?
Fine. Let's smash these metal cans first. Then we can talk.
Fair, ja. Da stimme ich dir zu. Als erstes mal die Blechbüchsen einschlagen. Ich hab nachher deinem Team Scheiße. Stimmt, hab ich ein bisschen Exploration gemacht. Im Kerker der Ketten halt. Da ein bisschen angefangen zu exploren. Und hab voll vergessen, wieder den Slanghänger reinzunehmen. Ja gut.
Stand still.
Also warten wir mal ab. Danke, Silberwolf. Ich wusste das. Das ist so praktisch. Oder auch, was war's? Letzte Folge, ja, es müsste letzte Folge, glaube ich, gewesen sein. Wo, nicht der, wo Castoris uns so gerettet hatten an der Stelle. Das war gottlos krank. Auf jeden Fall rezent war es. Ich bin jetzt nicht hochgradig sicher, dass es letzte Folge war, aber ich glaube, es wird die letzte Folge gewesen. Das war richtig praktisch. Und zack, gebrochen und tot. Jawohl.
That was the last of them. Thank you for helping me out.
Gerne.
This place is heavily guarded. But there's nothing but arumatons. Where is the arsenal? Seems like not even those craftsmen know where the arsenal is. At this rate, we won't find anything. And Grandpa might take me away before I can do anything. You're not really here to help me. You're here to stop me, right?
Ist verflucht, ist echt dein Problem, weißt du?
No. It's not. Grandpa made a promise to the delegation, and going back on his word would tarnish his reputation and make things difficult for the Lofu. But leaving that cursed sword here will also make things difficult for the Lofu. So all things considered, the best outcome is for me to melt that sword down and take all the blame.
Ja, zwischen den zwei schlechten Entscheidungen halt die
You probably think
weniger
I'm being
schlechte nehmen.
impulsive and unreasonable, right?
Ich finde keine dieser Antworten. Ich finde, du bist ganz schön besessen von verfluchten Schwertern, I guess,
No,
ja.
really. Do I come across that way? Well, I guess I can't deny it.
Ja. Und das ist wohl ein heikles Thema, was?
You're sharp. Yeah. You could say it's a sensitive topic.
Mhm. Vor allem, was ja sein Vater kommt. Warum erzählst du nicht die ganze Geschichte, ja, wenn es okay ist?
Look. I owe you an explanation. But this isn't the best place to talk.
Mhm.
We need to find somewhere else. Let me be clear, though. I'm still pretty riled up. This is just a temporary break.
Okay.
I already told you about Guyan. The sword that was returned during the ceremony.
Mhm.
It's a cursed sword, with a heliobus inside. And Hongguang, the swordsmith who forged it, is my father.
Wo die Beziehung
I
sehr
rarely
kompliziert
mention his
ist.
name to
Ja,
anyone other
ja.
than Grandpa. Maybe, like you said, I've been avoiding having to talk about him. But as long as my mission to hunt down cursed swords continues, it's impossible to avoid the topic forever. For some reason, I feel like I can open up to you.
Das freut mich zu hören.
Honestly, I don't remember much about him. All I know is that the Flame Wheel Forge used to be a bustling place, with people from all over coming to get one of his swords. They called him the greatest master craftsman since Yingxing. I didn't catch all the details, but I do remember seeing him forge those amazing swords, while the visitors watched with smiles on their faces. The swords crafted by the Flame Wheel Forge are famed across the stars. They possess exceptional sharpness and invincibility. With these legendary weapons, even ordinary people can become skilled warriors, capable of overcoming the most formidable opponents. But then, he became obsessed with becoming a famed swordsmith, and started crossing all sorts of lines. He forged cursed swords that should never exist. And all those people who desired those twisted swords started flooding into the palace. However, just like Grandpa said, those who excel with the sword will eventually suffer by it.
Yep,
The
das sind viele.
palace was overrun with visitors from afar. Some left empty-handed. Others got swords that didn't fulfill their desires. And some even resorted to stealing. And in the midst of all the chaos my father created, he ended up being stabbed by one of the swords he forged.
Und das vor ihren Augen. Oh Gott.
It was so sudden and unexpected. Everything went silent for a moment.
Damn.
All I could hear was the sound of bones breaking and blood pouring out. I was frozen in place,
Natürlich, ja.
unable to move. It was only when my mother pushed me away from the deadly swing of the cursed sword that I managed to escape. I don't remember much after that, except for the pounding of my heart and the sound of my own gasps of breath. I could hear the smiths in the Flame Wheel Forge shouting, "Run away, Yunli!" and the screams of agony
Das hier
My
gerade.
tears wouldn't stop. And I couldn't see anything. I kept gasping for air until I collapsed in a pool of blood. If General Huayan hadn't arrived in time, I probably wouldn't be here talking to you now. After that, General Huayan took me in and treated me like his own granddaughter.
Ich wollte gerade sagen, wahrscheinlich leibliche Enkelin, aber ja.
He is 100 times better than my sinful father. He taught me forging and swordsmanship. Han Guang paid for his sins, but his troubled legacy must not go unchecked. According to the records, he forged a total of 1,382 Heliobus cursed swords, and 182 of them had unique designs.
Oh, scheiße, okay, das wird
When I
heftig.
joined the Flamewheel Forge for training, I made a vow to hunt down all those cursed swords. So far, I found 312 of them. And Guyan will be my 313th.
Das heißt, es sind noch gut über
cursed
1000.
swords, I'll separate it from the Heliobus. Then, I'll melt it down and make it part of the Blade of Forged Remnants. I've said my piece now. Even though it'll be tough for Grandpa, I still have to melt down the sword.
Oh, diese Legation nennen es ein Heldenschwert.
Those travelers who came seeking Hongguang's swords all came in the name of justice and honor. Most of those so-called great heroes were heartless killers. They are only called heroes because they won.
I mean, man sagt ja so
Many of
schön,
the
die Geschichte
cursed
wird
swords
von
I
den
destroyed
Siegern
had
geschrieben, ne?
honorable and grand names too. A legendary sword and a butcher's knife are often just different ways of describing the same thing.
Ja, ja.
Somehow, after talking to you, I feel like I've cooled off a bit.
Ja, was so ein,
Well, I'll have an honest conversation
auf
with
Englisch sagt
Grandpa
man off your
tomorrow.
chest guard, ja.
And I won't take any action against Guyan until he gives me his reasons.
Ja, stimmt. Vergiss dich nicht bei General Huyan zu entschuldigen.
Yeah, I shouldn't have done that in a public place.
Ja, boah, es war natürlich
Anyway, thank you.
sehr aufbrausend im Moment.
We'll catch up tomorrow.
Okay.
I should go back to the Palace of Astra
Upp, warte, die war noch nicht fertig.
and tell General Huayan what happened at the Artisanship Commission.
Ich hoffe nicht, dass das dann das Vertrauen zu Jinny ein bisschen bricht, weil ich hab Sorgen natürlich um sie jetzt. Oh Mann, Alter, vor ihren Augen, Alter. Damn. 1082
My
Schwerter.
granddaughter didn't cause any trouble, did she, young lady?
Nicht unbedingt. So, aktuelle Lage. Erzählt sie, was genau vorgefallen ist. Huyans Gesichtszüge entspannen sich ein wenig. Okay.
Sorry for all this trouble. Yunli told you quite a bit. Now it's time for this old man to tell my side of the story.
Okay.
Han Guang was my beloved disciple. A rare genius not seen in the Flamewheel Forge since Yingxing. However, talent can sometimes be a curse. He had an unusual fervor for forging, and he dreamed of forging a sword with self-awareness that surpassed that of humans.
Oh.
He believed it would make warriors invincible without any training. According to him, while weapons of mass destruction like Ju-Ming flames and alchemical arrows can destroy many enemies, true victory lies with soldiers who fearlessly fight, ready to lay their lives on the line. Usually, Xianzhou swordsmiths infuse a basic level of awareness into their swords to make them easier to wield. But even then, soldiers need to experience countless battles to overcome fear and sharpen their instincts. So,
Also hatte die Idee, Helibio zu verwenden, um Emotionen aufzunehmen.
by infusing Heliobi into swords, he managed to forge weapons that could grant their wielders strength and valor, and even make decisions for them. However, weapons are different from regular tools. They are meant to kill, plain and simple. After countless battles, all the anger, fear, and bloodlust are soaked up by the heliobi within the swords. The soldiers wielding them not only gain strength, but they also become consumed by the malice, turning them into puppets possessed by the swords.
Blutdurstige
No matter
Marionetten.
how
Ja.
noble Hongwan's intentions were, those weapons, soaked in blood, turned into cursed swords eventually. Later, Outworlders got wind of what he was doing and encouraged him to keep forging cursed swords. They came up with all sorts of reasons, from taking back their kingdoms to slaying demons. And you know what happened next. That massacre took her parents' lives, and the lives of many craftsmen in the Flame Wheel Forge.
Hab mir gedacht, dass Mutter
Yunli
umgekommen ist.
managed to survive, but she couldn't escape the horrors of that day.
Ne, hat man ja auch gerade gemerkt. Ich kann mir gut vorstellen, wahrscheinlich dieser Schwung, der eigentlich Yunli sollte treffen, hat wahrscheinlich sogar ihre Mutter getroffen. Deshalb wollte es nicht, dass sie das schwarze Gesicht bekommt, ne?
Yes.
Ja.
I don't want her to spend her whole life trapped under her father's shadow. She doesn't deserve to carry the weight of his mistakes. Despite her vow to hunt down and wipe out all cursed swords, fulfilling that vow requires immense effort. Traversing the starry seas in search of the swords is like finding a needle in a haystack. And to reclaim those swords, she has to duel the bloodthirsty wielders, teetering on the edge of life and death. She has taken back over 300 cursed swords and has suffered the same number of fatal wounds. I took her in to give her a chance at a normal childhood, not to send her on a sword-hunting journey.
Ja.
Even if she manages to melt down all the cursed swords one day, what will she do with her life after?
Das wird sie sich erst fragen, wenn es dann dazu kommt. Aber bis dahin hab sie noch, um die 1000 Schwerter zu erledigen. Steckt diesen Schwert weg schon Helibus?
Guyen is indeed one of the cursed swords forged by Hongguang.
Warum geht's denn weiter?
Very few swordsmiths could use heliobi as forging material, and Hongguang was one of them. His attempt came at a terrible cost.
Ja, sein Leben. Yunli hat vor, morgen mit dir zu reden.
I thought this sword could be an opportunity. I wanted to tell her that her father wasn't all evil, that even the man she resents so much managed to forge a true sword of heroes.
I
I
doubt
also
it.
wanted to find a chance to tell her about the history and origin of this sword, but not during the ceremony. As you saw, it wasn't a good time. I've instructed the Artisanship Commission to keep the sword safe in the arsenal. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask the people involved.
Okay. Meister Gungshu, ich muss dich etwas fragen. Schick dir von Schwert namens Gunyun. Ja, Gunyun hat uns anvertraut. Ja, ich habe von einem Lehrling gehört, dass ein Schwert mäßig in die Kunstwerke so angedrungen sein. Das wird die Enkelin von General Hunyon sein, nicht wahr? Will sie mit mir plaudern oder mich ausrauben? Sie hat sich beruhigt. Sie versprochen, die Gunyun nicht angefragt, bis die Situation bestätigt wurde. Was, sie wollte das Schwert stehlen? Ich bin total erschrocken. Hätte schön, dass das Schwert gerade zur Kunstwechslung gebraucht. Es findet sich im Auflage ohne jeglichen Schaden, keine Sorge. Wenn ich Zeit habe, würde ich gerne erfahren, warum sie das Schwert stehlen wollte. Kannst du gehen jetzt mit dem reden, oder wie?
Since my granddaughter mentioned talking to me tomorrow, I'll be waiting for her. By the way, you watched over her for quite some time. You must be exhausted, aren't you?
I guess, so jetzt, wenn ich mir ein hübsches Mädchen wie sie macht mich niemals wieder.
I'll be counting on you then.
Time to go back and find that class skipping March 7th.
Gute Frage, wo ist March, ne? Was wird draußen angezeigt? Hier, navigieren. Okay, dann nicht, dann gehe ich einfach raus und es steht wahrscheinlich jemand. Ah, ne, einfach hier. An diesem gleichen Tag erst zu Express erwischt dort beim Schwänzen. Die Zeit verfliegt, während der Milchstrehträger miteinander tratscht. Ein neuer Tag bricht an. Okay, sie ist wirklich auf eurem Schwänzen gewesen, oder wie? Gongshu? Nee, das ist niemand anderes, oder? Ja, Dao. Bist du da? Kannst du bitte kopieren zur Kunstwerke kommen? Stimmt etwas nicht? Ich hatte es genommen, oder? Kurz gestern hat die Künstler das Schwert von General hin, doch als es heute nach dem sehen wollte, war es verschwunden. Wie auch immer, die Verwaltungskommission hat eine offizielle Untersuchung eingeladen für eine routinemäßige Befragung durch. Gestern habe ich was geschickt, dass das gut auf war. Also, weiß er das? Er den Fall gemeldet hat. Jedenfalls müssen alle die Gäste von der Städte getragen haben, kann einiges alle fertig gut angesehen. Die Handwerker haben auch erwähnt, dass Gastmädchen anscheinend im Kunstwerk gedrungen ist. Die ist die hauptsächlich geplant. Ich wollte eine Kunstwerkkommission auf dich. Okay. Also, es könnte jetzt natürlich ganz simpel sein, dass natürlich Yunli es schon hat. Maybe. Oder was ich mir auch vorstellen könnte, ist, dass vielleicht diese eine von der Delegation hier, der da, es zurückgeklaut hat lassen, um damit irgendetwas anzustellen.
Time for questioning.
Yunli, I'm sure you understand why the official called you here, right?
Yeah? But I didn't steal the sword.
Ich kann das verstehen.
Now is not the time to use your reputation like that. If we don't recover the sword, we will be breaking our promise to the Lawfu and betraying the delegation. We're counting on you to find the truth, Official Daha.
Yes. It's my duty to thoroughly investigate the case. Even though Yunli is firm in her words, we can't just rely on her testimony.
Okay.
After everything, the sword still got stolen. They should have given it to me from the beginning.
Ja, das recht.
In this case of Gu Yun's theft, everyone involved seems suspicious to some extent. Miss Yunli is the main suspect. First, during the sword gifting ceremony, Yunli openly expressed her intention to steal the sword. She even mentioned it multiple times. After the ceremony, she broke into the Artisanship Commission and destroyed arumatons in an attempt to get the sword. Am I right?
Ja.
That's true.
The Realm Keeping Commission inspected the arsenal where Gu Yun was stored, and there were no signs of forced entry through the doors or windows. The only possible entrance or exit was a small window gap, just a few inches wide.
Warum war ich doch nur
If
hier?
March 7th were here, she'd probably jinx it and accidentally reveal who the thief was.
Das könnte wirklich passieren.
The box containing Gu Yun was opened, and the sword went missing. But none of the other swords in the room were touched.
Es war ein spezifischer Diebstahl. Der Täter wusste von dem Koffer und dem Schwert.
Well, I do know about the box and the cursed sword.
Exactly. The suspect had a clear motive and took only Gu Yun. So, besides the ceremony participants, only the delegation members had access to the sword.
Ich vielleicht das Schwert. Könnte jemand von der Delegation das Schwert gestohlen haben?
In that case, why would they return it to the Xianzhou in the first place?
Nicht alle Mitglieder der Delegation haben dieselben Absichten.
That makes sense. The delegation, led by the Knight of Beauty, delivered the sword to the Artisanship Commission. The craftsmen who received it testified that they didn't take anything from the arsenal.
Hat vielleicht Argenti das Schwert gestohlen?
Argenti? Oh, that Knight of Beauty.
Oh, der.
He was with the delegation when they handed over the sword to the Artisanship Commission. You might not know, but he's the one who recognized the sword's origin on Kalevala and escorted it back to the Xianzhou. In other words, he's the one who made it possible for the sword to come home.
Das wäre bei ihm am unwahrscheinlichsten.
So, he wouldn't have gone through all that trouble to bring it to the Lawfu if he wanted to keep the sword for himself, right?
Yep. Vielleicht ein Handwerker?
Master Gongshu checked the work records, and I questioned all the craftsmen and apprentices who were on shift at the time. But I didn't find any suspicious individuals.
Okay, hab ich vielleicht das Schwert gestohlen?
So, did you steal it?
Nein, hab ich nicht.
Then stop joking around.
I can prove that she came to me after leaving the Artisanship Commission, so she couldn't have stolen the sword.
put it simply, not everyone who's seen the sword has been to the Artisanship Commission, and not everyone who might want the sword has seen it. So, the only remaining suspect is Miss Yunli.
Fair enough.
Ja.
So,
I didn't steal the sword.
well, when you've eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth.
Na, es gibt, glaube ich, schon eine andere Möglichkeit.
If you want to prove me wrong, you'd better come up with some solid evidence.
Oh, bitte keine Debatte. Ich gehe mich direkt da hängen.
Let me gather my thoughts. I need to help Yunli clear her name. Did we miss any clues?
Okay, soll ich erstmal das Linie sprechen?
I don't want to make things difficult for official Dahao. Let's do this his way. And if I can find that cursed sword, I can prove my innocence right away.
Nein, es würde so aussehen, als hättest du es dann gestohlen.
There's something else bothering me. Why would the thief take the sword, but leave the case behind? Did they melt down the sword like I wanted to?
Wenn dich will framen, dann ja. Wenn er wirklich das Schwert für sich selbst nutzen will, dann wahrscheinlich eher nicht. Vielleicht war der Koffer einfach zu sperrig?
Yeah. Maybe. But if the case was too much trouble, wouldn't it be too conspicuous to carry around the sword like that? In plain sight?
Stimmt. Guter Punkt. Oh nein, es wird wirklich gleich eine Debatte geben, oder? Ah, fuck me.
Yes, I received your message yesterday and went to the arsenal to check on it. But when I went back this morning, all that was left was the case. I don't know anything else, so asking more questions won't help, I'm afraid. However, as the Master Artisan of the Artisanship Commission, I've got to clarify something. Even though the sword was stolen, this commission is still highly secure. Wait, no. I just remembered. My precious aromatons was smashed.
Ja, ups, sorry. Okay. Dann du?
Yunli says she didn't steal the sword, and I am willing to believe her.
Ich
But
auch.
I know well that Yunli can be impulsive. So if she did steal the sword on a whim, I won't show her any favors.
Macht Sinn, ja.
You were with Yunli yesterday, young lady, so you have the best chance to prove her innocence. Is there anything you need to ask me?
Ist sie danach zu dir gekommen?
No, she was still mad at me, so she didn't come by. If she had come with you, she wouldn't be a suspect right now.
Wie wurde das Schwert hergebracht?
After the ceremony, Argenti carried the sword case, and together with the delegation, they were escorted by the Cloud Knights to the Artisanship Commission. The artisan there confirmed that the sword was safely stored.
Agenti, Delegation und ein Kontingent der Wolkenritter. Das sind also die 3 Verdächtigen, die ich dann habe. Okay, das war
I'm
alles.
counting on you then.
Okay, damit haben wir seine Zeugenaussage. Hier, dann
If you
da.
found any clues, feel free to tell everyone.
Okay.
All right. Come back.
Dann hier? Nee. Wen soll ich denn noch reden? Hä? Also das hier wird ja wohl nicht mehr zählen, nee. Ist noch der? Aber mit wem kann ich denn noch reden? Hä?
Who could have thought that the Mieka Kivesa would be stolen? And that the prime suspect is General Huayan's granddaughter? Regardless, we've accomplished our mission. And now it's the Xianzhou's problem. By the way, why did that girl call it a cursed sword? It's quite upsetting.
Ja, aber das Schwert dem Träger den Verstand rauben
That's
kann.
enough, young lady. Let me get something straight. On Kalevala, this sword has always been highly revered. The first master of the Mieka Kivesa slew countless demons and then passed it down to a line of wise monarchs.
Aha.
The monarchs would heed the guidance of the hero spirits within the sword and gain insight into defeating their enemies.
Deutsches Motiv kommt viel mit Legenden
Oh,
vor.
Of course, it could just be a myth. After all, no one has actually heard the sword speak. The point is that the Mieka Kivesa did help the ancestors of Kalevala build a strong foundation. It's definitely not a cursed sword.
Naja. Das werden wir sehen. Okay. Noch irgendjemand, den ich ansprechen soll. Aber wen? Das Schwert selbst oder was? Hallo, darf ich mit dir reden? Der Koffer war ein unvergesslicher Anblick. Er strahlt geradezu verschönert. Verschwörst eben seit diese Schönheit, die Jonovic auf sich gezogen hat. Einige Beweise, die man zu finden war. Verschwitzen auf die Spur des Diebes. Außen. Das mit eisenhaften Einlegearbeiten aus Metalldraht versehen, die ein Lotusblumenmuster bilden. Ein dezenter Hinweis auf die Herkunft des Koffers und der fehlgerümpften Summing. Schloss. Schließmechanismus des Kasten ist weiterhin intakt. Kein Anzeichen, dass der gewaltsam geöffnet oder anderweitig bearbeitet wurde.
The thief took the sword from the case without picking the lock?
Das heißt, wir brauchen jemanden, der das Schloss hatte. Und dann öffnen. Nächstes am Boden des Schwerts stehen ein paar rote Flecken befinden, die schwer zu übersehen sind. Als wolle sie die Person, die die Schwert untersucht, ganz bewusst die Assistentenkönigin rausnehmen. Ein paar einsame Blütenblätter, kurz vor Verwelken. Genauer gesagt handelt es sich um Blüten einer Rosenblüte.
Why is this flower petal inside the case?
Agenti? Schließ den Kopf und legst ihn zurück. Ist das vielleicht nicht Agenti dann? Dieses Rosenblatt ist sehr weird.
If you found any clues.
Okay, ich bin 100% sicher, dass ihn dieser Chat nicht gestohlen hat. Oh, jetzt geht's los.
But I'm not sure if I can convince Mr. Daw how.
100% sure. Fine. Let me go through my
Nein, das
reasoning
war der
again.
Debatte.
and you can
Oh,
interrupt if anything
nein!
feels off.
Mann. Ja, hier. Fuck!
Throughout the entire incident, there was only one suspect who broke into the Artisanship Commission, and that was Miss Yunli.
Heuerns wäre am besten, oder?
On second thought, maybe let me think about it again.
Take your time. My reasoning is solid. Throughout the entire incident, there was only one suspect who broke into the Artisanship Commission. That was Miss Yunli. Miss Yunli caused a ruckus at the Artisanship Commission, trying to take away Guyun. But you stopped her in her tracks. After bidding farewell to you, Yunli pretended to leave, but snuck into the arsenal alone and stole Guyun. We haven't found any other suspects or evidence.
Darf ich dann das hier jetzt benutzen? Ja.
I found this in the crevice at the bottom of the case.
A rose petal? Huh. I must have missed it during the search. But why was there a petal inside the case?
I don't know. But I do know that wherever that Knight of Beauty goes, he always leaves behind a trail of rose petals that's almost impossible to clean up.
Das war's?
My thoughts are a mess. Let me sort them out.
Das war alles, oder? Das war ja verdammt easy, okay.
The sword case was never locked, which is evidence that only someone who delivered the sword could have done that. And the rose petal was probably left behind by that Knight of Beauty. But how did he manage to take the sword from the Artisanship Commission? Why did he steal it after returning it here? And why would he leave that petal in the case?
Frage Genti, nicht mich.
Guyun flew out of the case on its own. The Knight of Beauty only unlocked the box to aid its escape.
Don't be ridiculous. How can a sword escape from a case on its own?
Wow, sie hat 300 von diesen Schwertern erledigt. Sie kennt sich aus. Hals, Maul.
You've never seen a flying sword before?
I've only heard about the Mieka Kivesa being able to fly in legends. But even if it could fly, why would the Knight of Beauty do this?
Like I said, the sword contains a heliobus. Argenti must have been under the control of the sword. Maybe he was under its control even before you arrived on the Lofu.
Okay, weil das hat die Komponente, wo für mich nicht Klick gemacht hat. Es würde mich wundern, wenn ein Agenti halt jetzt das Schwert befreien würde. Oder halt allerdings mit Verstand halt. Wirklich mit seinem kompletten Verstand. Das heißt, entschuldigt, meine Theorie war, dass er entweder halt nicht Agenti, so irgendein Poser ist für halt als Agenti. Oder jetzt natürlich das mit dem Heli, das macht Sinn, ja.
Official Dahau, where can we find that knight?
Oh, müssen wir wieder gegen Agenti dann kämpfen? Scheiße.
Let me see. The docking location of Argenti's ship. The one and only.
Let's go. We've got to find Argenti before that sword completely takes over his mind.
Okay. Unter 9 Schmelzen wahrscheinlich. Da hinten, alright. Hätten sie nicht einen Teleporter da hinten setzen können? Nein? Dann fuck you.
Memories. Every touch, every moment is like a thorned rose.
Da ist er. Und March, hey! Ich weiß nicht, ob die jetzt einfach so zufällig da steht oder ja. An der Straßenecke in Haftensteins läuft der Ritter in silberner Gänserüstung über den... Fuck you. Jedes Mal. 15. Tag, Monat X, 16:04 Uhr. Okay. Wie wir hinten gerade aufgetaucht sind.
I've been waiting for you here for quite a while.
Oh, der General und Dahau sind auch da.
Knight of Beauty. You're the one who stole Guyun, right? Hand it over. You have no idea how dangerous that cursed sword is.
Dangerous? In my humble opinion, the real danger is always the hand wielding the weapon.
Jetzt macht auch Sinn, warum er während der Quests, also ich weiß nicht, ob es euch aufgefallen ist, ich habe auch nichts dazu gesagt, halt direkt, während wir die Zeremonie da hatten und das Schwert halt gezeigt wurde halt, hat Agenti auch immer verdächtig auf den Koffer geschaut. Wieso ist das Schwert gestohlen?
Please allow me to correct your statement. I never attempted to steal this weapon. As a driller's knight, I've sworn to live in poverty and possess only what is necessary.
What? What do you mean?
I agreed to assist Master Guyun in its escape from the Xianzhou. As the person who pulled it from the stone monument, captivated by its beauty, I must not let it down.
Ja, manipuliert.
I couldn't stay in the arsenal to convince the craftsmen, nor did I want to take the sword like a thief. That's why I left behind a small piece of evidence that pointed to my identity in the hope of an open and honest conversation with you.
Whatever your reasons are, you're planning to take the cursed sword away from the Xianzhou. Hand it over to me.
Back then, it was the beauty of Master Guyun that impressed me, so I willingly embarked on the journey to return the sword. But unfortunately, Master Guyun's homeland is no longer the ideal place for it to return to. As a Knight of Beauty, I must not abandon it halfway.
Oh no. He's completely captivated by the power of that cursed sword.
Yep. Als wir ein Teufel einen die Sinne raubt.
That's what makes cursed swords so scary.
Yep. Verstehe es.
No, I am touched by Master Guyun's flawless beauty. To be honest, I'm confused why none of you can understand this sword. This is quite heartrending. I've already made up my mind to take Master Guyun away from the Xianzhou.
That cursed sword has messed with your ability to think. But I'll break you free from its grip. I'll shatter its illusion. And the sword itself.
Fair lady, if you're intent on taking away this person, this sword that is under my protection, please engage me with a fair duel according to knightly etiquette.
Oh boy.
As a representative of this duel, I,
Müssen wir wirklich gegen ihn wieder kämpfen.
challenge
Fuck! Alle guten Dinger sind als
I
Vertreter.
swear on the spirit of chivalry, in front of a driller the beauty, that I will represent Master Guyun in this duel.
Dürfen wir dann Ding uns
If
vertreten?
I win, you will allow Master Guyun to leave the Xianzhou with me. And if you best me, Miss Yunli, I'll accept my defeat and turn Master Guyun over to you. Do you accept my challenge, Miss Yunli?
Fine. Let's see whose desire is stronger. Your desire to take it away, or my desire to hunt down all cursed swords. Show me what you've got.
Oh, jetzt geht's los. Ah, nicht schon wieder.
You're not going to use Guyan
2 Phasen.
for victory?
Ich hab noch immer härter im Kampf. Fuck. Aber wenigstens passt wenigstens wegen dem Eis-Effekt, I guess. Aber sie ist halt gar nicht gebildet, ne? Das könnte gefährlich werden. Das könnte halt wirklich gefährlich werden. Okay, Akro macht aber gut Damage. Au. Ich glaube, ich weiß es besser, wenn ich es übernehme. Ich glaube, das Autoplay wird mich eher gleich bumsen, als das wirklich helfen würde. Okay, Schadenserhöhung. Ich brauche definitiv ein Bailo.
Stay with you a little longer. Stand still.
So.
Relax.
Ich glaube, ich mache einfach so, weil das geht für ihre Ult. Auch wenn es schief geht und einer wieder stirbt, sind wir nicht direkt komplett gebumst, weil wir haben noch Dings, Castoris, wo uns wieder hochheilen kann. Jetzt einmal hochheben kann. Nice. Kann man mal jetzt, zack.
Stand still. Open
Zack.
Watch a crumb.
Das Ding kaputt machen. Ups.
May as well kill them all.
Zack, zack, zack. Und somit habe ich dann auch ihre Ult.
Boom.
Zack.
I weep for the departed.
Und das müsste gut wehtun.
It too shall fall.
Hat's. Und sogar mit Kafka noch dabei.
Stand still.
Vielleicht tot? Ja. Also erst Phase tot natürlich, ne? Das könnte knifflig werden.
Bad breathing.
Hups. Okay, Kafka zum Glück ein Shield noch.
Never seen perfection before.
Relax.
Achtung. Okay, meisten haben wir noch Heals. Wie.
Waters of oblivion.
Au.
Good
Ult.
Time to say
2 werden, glaube ich, kaputt gemacht. Also nicht kaputt gemacht, aber einen Bruch kassieren. Leider noch nicht kaputt. Ult, nein, schade. Zack, eins Ding, der Ding ist kaputt. Bitte attackiert bei, da will ich die Dings. Yes! Oh, Castoris, oh mein Gott. Hab mir gerade den Arsch gerettet da. Mein scheiß Ohr juckt. Ah! So, einfach normal. Und dann das hier. Das wird jetzt ordentlich aufräumen. Bye bye! Damit sind nämlich alle die Dinger kaputt und er halt sehr gefickt. Boing. Boing. Und boing. Scheiße. Zum Glück haben wir jetzt Kafkas Ult, die wieder da ist. Zack. So, ich gehe auf Dings. Nice, jetzt hat jeder Schild. Oh, ich habe irgendwie den Achievement sogar bekommen. Achtung. Okay, jetzt haben wir noch den Hilfe Beine drin. Au. Zack. Eins ist kaputt gehen normalerweise. Ja. Gehe jetzt auf Testen auf dich. Danke, Kafka. Okay, wir haben ihn gleich. Und zack. Und dann, ja, muss es gewesen sein, weil jetzt kann Alcon noch sein Ult machen und dann reißt das alles auseinander. Bye bye. Dang, dang. Nice. Cutscene? Nee.
I've lost. According to the rules of a knight's duel, I should keep my promise and hand over the sword to you. But before I do that, I hope that you, as the winner, might have the mercy and listen to Master Guyan's past experiences.
Jetzt bin ich mal gespannt, weil die Geschichte wurde ja schon ein paar Mal erwähnt.
Since the day it was forged. Place it in front of me. And let me destroy it.
Do what she says, Knight.
But
you've done so much for me already. It's time for me to face her alone.
Das kann also sprechen. Again ist nur Schwert, auf dem sich die Spur zahlloser Schlachtabzeichen. Von den Augen erhebt sich langsam die Klingen oben an von der Hand. Nee.
Fighting. I just want to share my past with you.
Sieht wirklich sehr
To
mitgenommen aus.
explain why I wanted to escape. After that, I'll leave my destiny in your hands. Are you afraid to witness my past, little girl?
Afraid? Well, you do have a different aura from other cursed swords. But you're just trying to use my curiosity to lure me in.
Well, you know best that a single touch won't snatch away anyone's sanity.
Ich glaube, es ist Versuch wert, Yunli.
Fine. Show me your past.
Jetzt bin ich gespannt.
It's already impossible to contact the main Cloud Knight forces. What awaits me will be a long and lonely war.
Follow me.
Oh.
Is this your memory?
Bällebook? Steht Kevlar Arena, das ist definitiv Bällebook.
It's so cold here. I didn't feel it when I was in the thick of battle, but now it's freezing me to the bone. You're indeed a masterpiece from the Xianzhou Juming. If you hadn't taken control of my body, I probably would have been decapitated in that fight.
Quiet, and stay alert. Boris and Wolf Troopers never give up the hunt.
Hey, just relax a bit. It's been over 300 days since we were both stranded on this planet. The transmitter never rings, so I guess we can't count on that anymore. The people on this planet still use beasts to pull their carts. Obviously, there's no way they can help us fix the star skiff. Looks like we're stranded on this forsaken planet for the rest of our lives.
The rest of a Xianzhou native's life could be terribly long. Are you feeling any desperation? All by yourself in this hostile world?
Yeah, a bit.
When things get too rough for you to handle, just leave everything to me. No need to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders.
Yeah, sure. If I really can't handle things anymore, I'll leave my body to you. But now is not that time.
Do you really think you can oppose an entire Borisan army with your limited skills? What are you holding out for?
It's true that I'm stranded here, but it seems like that Borisan pack is in the same boat. By the way, Guyan, do you know what a seed is? A seed may seem insignificant, but with careful cultivation and time, it can grow into a huge, unwavering tree.
Möchte man seinen
You
Kampf
said
so
that the rest of a
langsam sein?
Xianzhou native's life could be terribly long. You're right. That's why I intend to plant a seed named Resistance here, and nurture it for the rest of my life. I want to show the people of this land how to defend themselves against those monsters. I can already see the seed in the eyes of those people.
You really think you can do it? Why not just give me control, and we can revel in the bloodbath together?
What was the memory I just saw?
It was a memory of me and a Cloud Knight, stranded on an unfamiliar planet. We crash-landed on a planet occupied by Borisan. Just the two of us.
Huh.
I can feel that it was a lonely war.
Yep. Okay, schauen wir mal weiter. Okay, wiederholt sich mal die Szenerie.
I'm alive. But all the young people in the village.
Nicht mehr, oder wie?
They died. They died for you. They died because of your big promises. Promising them a life free from the Borisan. I tasted their despair before death. They didn't see it coming. And neither will you.
We can't stay here. Let's move on to the next village.
Why? What's the point? You and your sorry excuse for an army have been fighting for over 3 decades, and you haven't won a single battle. What you're sowing is not resistance, but despair. This world is hopeless. It's completely infested with packs of Borisin. You've seen their numbers, and you know their methods. And those commoners you've put your hopes in, they just kneel down and worship the monsters devouring their children and families, calling them their Beastmasters. You beheaded one of the Beastmasters for their sake, but they turned on you because they were scared of the Borisin taking revenge. You remember all that, right?
I do. I remember my first death. The Borisin cut off my head.
Oh.
But I also remember that if it weren't for a brave youngster who risked his neck to reattach my head and give me a proper burial, I would have disappeared completely. I remember everything the people did for me. They left food at the entrance of my cave, fixed my fur coat, and some even joined my resistance. The rest of the Xianzhou native's life is still terribly long, and there will be new youngsters who will stand beside me in battle. Time is on our side.
Oh boy. Entschlossener Krieger, goddamn.
You said it was a lonely war.
Oh yeah.
No. It wasn't a war filled with loneliness, but with despair. So much despair that I don't want to ever taste it again.
Okay, nächstes Ding. Paar der Dorfbewohner oder wie?
I'm leaving.
Where are you going, Your Highness?
I'm returning to my homeland. A distant place beyond the sky. I'm not coming back.
But what should we do with you gone? What if those wolf demons show up again?
They won't, my child. You've wiped out the last of them.
Damn.
But before I go, I need you to do one thing for me. Even though the wolf demons are gone, new monsters will appear in this world. Soon, a demon will appear, donning golden branches and knowing only bloodshed. However, fear not, my children.
Oh,
I'm entrusting you with this sword that's been with me in countless battles. Use the skills I've taught you over the years, and you'll surely defeat that last demon.
Oh no.
But that's not all. I need you to construct a stone monument for me. It must be large and sturdy enough to seal the remains of
Redet
that
von
demon
sich selbst,
forever.
weil von Mara befallen wird.
This
Ach
is a
nein.
debt you owe me, and you must fulfill it. Do you understand?
Ach, Dicker.
You lied to them. And you lied to me too.
Er ist der letzte Dämon.
Oh. You promised that you'd give your body to me when you couldn't handle things anymore.
Well, this Xianzhou native's life has finally come to an end. But how about one last chance for revenge? Come and bid me farewell for the final time.
He had long since come to some understanding. I could sense a mix of intricate emotions flowing out. It wasn't bloodlust, or anger, or fear. What he had left for you was hope.
Ja.
They've learned how to fight monsters. But there's still one last monster lingering in the world. Kill it, my old friend. He left me there without ever looking back.
Da kommt jetzt der Moment, wo er wahrscheinlich seinen eigenen Freund erschlagen. Ja, da ist es. Von Mara befallen.
My old friend.
Ich wusste das.
Heliobi can taste human emotions. How do my emotions taste? My old friend.
A hint of bitter compassion and a touch of scalding courage. Your heart's deepest desire is to end war once and for all. Now, the war is finally over. Can you hear?
Damn.
Even though you can't hear me anymore, my old friend, I'll do everything I can to bring an end to all conflicts in this world.
Damn.
So, this is the past of the Kalevalan people's Sword of Heroes? You helped the people of that world bring an end to war?
No, I did not. I am a weapon, and I only became the cause of more conflicts. Countless monarchs of Kalevala saw me as a symbol of kingship endowed by nature, and they waged wars in order to possess me. I grew tired of their wicked intentions. I didn't want to kill for anyone anymore. So I returned to the stone monument where my master was buried. And since then, no one was able to remove me from it.
Excalibur, hm?
But you allowed Argenti to take you away?
Wahrscheinlich die Ähnlichkeit gesehen, oder?
Because even after all this time, I still wanted my master to come home.
Oh. Damn. Ah, da ist das Monument, hm?
During the sword gifting ceremony, I felt anguish when I learned that I would be handed over to the most skilled swordmaster and once again become a tool for killing. My master had engraved his deepest desire into my blade. End war. As a weapon, my purpose was predetermined from the start. I had to become a deadly sword that would relentlessly hack and kill. But once I fulfilled my mission, would I have the right to choose my own destiny like he did? So, I asked the Knight of Beauty to help me break free from this never-ending cycle of bloodshed.
These thousands of years have naturally turned into memories of mine. I think I understand the beauty the knight was talking about now.
I don't want to be a sword that brings death.
Sondern Frieden.
My war ended long ago. The years spent as a tombstone were my finest.
Weil kein Blut vergossen wurde. Damn.
I've told you everything about my experience with Master Guhian on Kalevala. And now, I'm sure that Miss Yunli is as moved by the sword's flawless beauty as I was back then.
Es gibt hier definitiv Perspektivewechsel auf die ganzen Schwerter da, ne?
Even though I had heard the legends of this sword from the delegation, delving into its memories was still fascinating. Yunli, I trust Guhian's experiences have changed your mind.
Hatte keiner, dass dieses Schwert so eine Geschichte hat.
It wasn't until I held Guhian in my hands that I could sense its thoughts and unspoken words. I always thought A cursed sword infused with a heliobus would only bring rage and slaughter. I never thought someone could leave behind the desire to end war, and even change the nature of the cursed sword.
Ja.
My position was too extreme. Guyan is truly a sword of heroes. I apologize to all of you for my behavior.
Na, ist gut. Mit 312 Schwertern ist
I'm
kein
sorry.
Wunder, dass du gedacht hättest, dass natürlich wieder so ein weiteres Neues.
Now that we've proven Miss Yunli's innocence and found the sword, should we now return it to the arsenal?
No. I'm still going to melt down this sword.
Entschlossen, ne? Ach, Yunli.
I've heard your true desires, Guyan. I can sense that you're tired of being a sword. Constantly serving new masters and fighting battles you no longer want to be part of. Right?
But being a sword is my destiny. I'm doomed to serve some master and fight battles endlessly. Can the wind choose to stop blowing? Can a cloud choose to stop drifting? No. It's the same for me. A creation with a predetermined destiny.
That's not true, Guyan. That nameless swordmaster shaped his own destiny. So you can too.
I just can't picture my destiny being anything other than that of a sword.
I mean, sie kann jetzt die verschiedensten Sachen anschmelzen, ne?
Do you remember when you stood alone in front of the Swordmaster's stone monument? People admired you because you carried the memories of the hero. You are no longer a sword. You were a memorial.
Later, as I became worn and weathered, the gentle wind would pass through the hollows of my body, creating melodic tones that echoed in the distant mountains. I became a musical instrument then. I miss those times.
Can a creation become what it wants to be? The answer is yes. I'll grant your wish, Guyan, and transform you into something different.
Something different?
But this is the price for the war dance. If the Kalevala delegation finds out... Please, say something, General Huayan.
Bin ich gespannt.
Well, my granddaughter has always been stubborn. Are you really sure about this, Yunli?
What do you all think?
Soll sie ja irgendwie nach seiner Meinung fragen.
Fulfilling Master Guyan's wishes is the reason I came to the Xianzhou. With the driller's blessing, you could turn Master Guyan into a plow. But as long as it fulfills his wish to end war, I support it fully.
Then, I'll leave it to you, Yunli.
Schließlich beginnt der spontaneres Kammer der Konstruktion, um dort den Schmiedofen zu benutzen.
It's been an honor getting to know you like this.
The honor is mine. Thank you, Yunli.
Why the long face, my child? Are you feeling regret, perhaps? You were completely determined when melting down the sword. So, why the sudden change of heart?
Grandpa, I melted down the prize for the war dance. How are you going to explain this to the Lawfu?
Yeah.
Oh? Am I hearing right? This little girl is worried about her grandpa. Didn't see that coming.
If only I'd talked to you from the beginning, Grandpa. Maybe things wouldn't have escalated like this.
Ja, aber ist leider halt jetzt so.
But At least Guyen got what it wanted. I have no regrets there.
When it comes to swords, you and your father are cut from the same cloth. So, are you planning to continue melting down the rest of Hongguang's swords?
Wahrscheinlich ja, aber wird wahrscheinlich mehr Acht geben.
Guyen is unique. But the other cursed swords are still too dangerous for anyone to handle.
Ja, es gibt wahrscheinlich noch ein paar andere Ausnahmen, aber ja.
Maybe I'll try to be more patient next time.
Be more patient. Well said. Remember what you learned today, because there will be many more situations in the future that will require you to be more patient.
Understood. But what about the prize?
Gute Frage.
Well, ever since you showed up at the ceremony, I had a hunch. So I prepared another sword as a backup plan. And don't worry, this one has nothing to do with Heliobi.
Okay.
That's perfect.
By the way, the ambassador from Kalevala and that knight went to Arum Alley. They're looking for a spot to honor the hero. Why don't we go take a look together?
Okay, gehen wir. Dann schauen wir mal in Arum Alley, wie es da aussieht. Ein Ort, um ihn zu verewigen. Das kam wirklich nach einer Legende. Also der Typ hat sich wirklich gewidmet.
Oh, General Huayan. What brings you here?
Well, my granddaughter was inspired by the heroic legends told by the Mieka Kivesa, so she dragged me here to take a look.
Wieso habt ihr diesen Ort gewählt?
I come from a long line of Kalavalan monument keepers. For generations, my family has guarded the stone monument left behind by the nameless hero. Over the centuries, a golden tree sprouted from under the monument, and its branches have never withered. We Kalevalans see it as proof of the hero's existence. Before leaving Kalevala, I took a branch from that golden tree, hoping to plant it here to represent the hero returning to his homeland.
Ja, das wollte er auch.
That sounds good. We Xianzhou people don't make coffins or set up memorials, so I'm sure he would be happy to rest here where life is bustling.
The hero had asked our ancestors to carve something into the monument, so I made a copy of it too. While the inscription is pretty worn with age, perhaps you can still make out some of it.
I have drifted far from my homeland and am on the brink of death. Yet, I take solace in having honorably fulfilled my duties.
Das hat
Should
er,
you
ja.
feel compassion for me, kind traveler, please take a handful of soil hence and bring it back to the Lawfu. Mr. Pavo, I wonder if that hero ever left a name in your history.
Ich glaub nicht,
I
oder?
apologize, but the hero's epic battles happened long ago, and he did not leave any name for us to call him. But in our mythology, he came from the heavens, and so we call him the Cloud Knight.
Welcome home, Cloud Knight.
Now, you can also rest here, Guyen.
No. Fertig? Ja, hab schon gedacht. Schwerter zu Spaten. Das war eine richtig schöne Quest. Die hab ich sehr genossen. Also, ich habe nicht so eine krasse Backstory für Yunli erwartet. Like, damn, Alter, vor ihren Augen ihren Vater verloren und halt auch kurz drauf natürlich auch ihre Mutter. Wo sie, glaube ich, nicht gesehen hat. I guess, zum Glück, I don't know. Und jetzt diese Schwertstory mit so einem krassen Helden, ne. Das war wirklich eine coole Quest. Ich finde auch ein bisschen schade, dass sie nicht so viel Cutscenes bekommen hat. Sie hat natürlich die 2 animierten Cutscenes da. Wie sind die 3, 4 so? Ne, also die 2, 3 mehr so bewegenden Bilder, aber halt jetzt nicht wirklich eine Cutscene. Also schade ist, aber es war eine schöne Quest. Die habe ich wirklich sehr genossen. Ich hoffe, ihr auch. Und ja, ich glaube damit haben wir eigentlich einen schönen Abschluss von Lawfu, weil vorerst, glaube ich, haben wir hier nichts mehr auf Lawfu. Wir haben alle so Main Quests gemacht, auch diese, war nicht extra Quests, will ich sie nennen, aber hier diese Fortsetzungen, weil Dinge haben wir auch durch. Also Lawfu haben wir das erste durch und ich glaube, da kommt für nächste Zeit wahrscheinlich nicht mehr so viel. Soweit ich auch sogar weiß, ist sogar Yunli die letzte Companion Quest, die wir haben. Das heißt, das ist auch sogar ein netter Abschluss. Also, das war wirklich ein schöner Abschluss. Einerseits für Laufe und für Companion Quest, die wir bisher hatten, weil aktuell, glaube ich, müsste das die letzte Companion Quest sein. Aber ja, dann danke fürs Zuschauen. Ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen. Man sieht sich dann tief in des Internets. Bye, bye!